On the last episode, we beat up a sweaty fat guy pretending to be a kawaii e-girl. Now the hunt for Mew and the escapades of the Go Home Club continues. Before we head to the hot springs, it's a good time to get closer to the club members again. Kotono suspects she's being stalked when she receives a creepy letter from her self-proclaimed prince. We'll have to settle her issues at a later date, it seems. So, moving on. Arya asks why Shogo suddenly retired as leader, and he admits that he isn't as capable or stalwart of a leader as we are. Since he's bummed out, we take him out to the rental shop. The plan is to binge-watch all 7 seasons of Game of Clones, with the last season left out for obvious reasons. A music video plays, and it resonates with Shogo for some strange reason, causing an accident to happen. Bill's phone breaks as a result, so Shogo sadly has to foot the bill later on. At the club room, Kotaro gives us lip, so we'll simply exclude him from any fighting from now on. Sorry buddy, but you're out of the party. He doesn't seem convinced that we're more suited to be leader than him, but at least we exceed him in cuteness. He gloats about his old man, who is a rescue worker, and his goal in life, and declares himself our rival from now on. Kensuke's friendship progresses a little as he laments his unstable future, now that he is no longer a music producer. Seems that it will take some consulting until he is less pessimistic about his prospects. Eiji's friendship line starts with him offering his extensive experience being a CEO, and how he ensures the welfare of his employees, so it seems his wisdom will be of use to us in leading the club. That's about as close as we can become to the club members at this time, so we set off for the hot springs. Music is constantly playing, which Kensuke recognizes as Stork's, a musician popular with the female fans for his wistful lyrics. The hot springs turns out to be Stork's territory in Mobius, so the club heads deeper in search of either Sweet Pea or Stork. Some female fans swoon over Stork's songs, saying something like he's always watching over them. Kotaro makes a careless remark that earns the fans' scorn, so the guys run off. Another fan mentions that Sweet Pea and Stork frequent the hot spring that washes away sweat and grease. That must be how they got acquainted. The team finds the bathing rooms for men and women and run into a conundrum. Quick glance at the men's shows that Sweet Pea isn't there, which can only mean that she, or more accurately he, is in the women's. The girls go in by themselves, armed with only towels. In the bath, the man-hater Ayana and Sweet Pea lament why men even exist in the world, and surprisingly they bond over it. Of course, having had the identity of a guy, even Sweet Pea is turned off by Ayana's extreme disgust and downright rejection of the male gender. A cutscene shows the girls enter the bath where a statue mysteriously spews a steam out of its nose like a nosebleed. On the outside, Kensuke tries to get a peek in vain, and meanwhile inside, Suzuna screams over 100 decibels, breaking our ears, and Kotono unmasks the statue, who is actually Stork in disguise. Girls warn the others that Sweet Pea is also a guy in reality, and needless to say, Stork is not amused. Sweet Pea makes another run for it, leaving us with Stork and Ayana. Reaction to the presence of a man in private baths is naturally an awakening, and zap goes the bird. On the guy's side, Sweet Pea crashes through with the full weight of her real-world counterpart. Too bad that the guys get no break, as more girls come crashing out of the gate when they lose Sweet Pea. It also seems that Stork disguised himself as a female and ran out too. Kensuke is jealous hearing how Stork got to peek at the girls. Kotono asks what Kensuke would do in the Stork situation, and reasons that he's still in the facility peeping on girls. Poor Kensuke, he's just trying to help out, you know. That's when the group realizes that Stork's lyrics, like always watching over you, is meant in a literal voyeuristic sense. At least the group has Kensuke, who can understand the pervert's thought process. The girls talk to Ayana and convince her to join the club, despite any danger it may prove to the guys. As long as the guys stay away from her, especially Kensuke, then they can sick her on the male enemies. Jokes aside, now we have to hunt down Stork in the large building layout. A little hide-and-seek game plays out where Stork offers helpful tips as to what object he's impersonating. Whether from low angles or above the neckline, it's pretty simple to find his hiding spots. We chase him to a dead end in the boss fight arena. Stork claims he's just honest to his desires and hasn't hurt anyone. In Ayana's rage, she lets out that men like Stork have ruined lives, like someone she knew named Himari. She decides to turn him into the police as is only right. The mention of the police causes Stork to break down and a fight erupts. We beat him up till he's no longer influenced by Mobius and he regains sanity, turning back into a frightening mess. But since this world isn't real, it'll be hard to put him on trial, so they'll have to settle for intel. He doesn't have anything on Mew, but just so happens to know of another musician who seems to read books in the library frequently. Stork offers a small bit of remorse and Ayana lets him off. Before the group can leave, AG raises a point that following such shallow leads will only waste time. He says that if they just beat up enough Digiheads and destroy Mobius, then they'll be released from this world. The group has a moral dilemma where they don't want to destroy these people's paradise, they just want to go home. AG makes the cold calculation that leaving Mobius could just result in destroying it either way, so why not just achieve the same result in a quicker fashion? Shogo disagrees because he has a promise with Ari to keep and doesn't want anything untoward to happen to her friend Mew. Of course, being optimistic is easy, but this shows to the group that they have to be prepared in case talking things out doesn't work. Back at the club room, we get to talk with Ayana for a bit. The group are concerned that her man-hating is a ticking time bomb waiting for Kotaro to set off. To fix her problem, they can only turn to us, since Shogo's not so smooth with the ladies. We catch Ayana in the middle of writing a letter of some sort. Ari comes out straight and asks why she has a huge problem with guys, and she lists a whole bunch of issues, manspreading included. Ayana hates men down to a biological point, but we convince her to learn cooperation so we can all go home together. As part of her rehabilitation, Arya forces her to become closer friends with one of the male club members. The one Ayana selects is Kensuke, actually. He's flattered they chose him, but according to her, even if he is a closet pervert, he has no backbone and poses little threat. He tries to rebuke her, and she answers that women like her suffer from men like him who peek at girls, and even sometimes molest them. She expects him to fight back and turn violent, but instead he becomes repentant for making her uncomfortable with staring and apologizes. She accepts that she was taking out her anger of men in general on him. In the end, it seems there's some hope of curing her man-hating just yet. That's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, these clips were taken from my Twitch channel, so be sure to check that out and follow if you'd like to see the entire, the game in its entirety, not edited out like this and abridged. Well, that's all, so have a nice day.